I used to feel ashamed and embarrassed to admit that I have experienced sexual abuse in my past until one of my friends, who unfortunately has also experienced sexual abuse, shared with me the mindset that she has on it. And that was, if anyone approaches her and asks her, is it true that so and so did X, Y, and Z? Or is it true that you have experienced such and such in your life? She'll just say yes. And she said it took her a long time to get to that point, because before she would sometimes lie out of embarrassment and shame because she didn't want people to know what happened to her, because a part of her still felt like it was her fault. But she realized that living that way, she inadvertently was taking on the guilt and shame that rightfully belongs to her abuser instead. So by keeping her incident a secret, she was absorbing the guilt and shame that belonged to her abuser. But by being vocal, not necessarily going out and telling everyone, but like if someone approached her, just being honest, like, yes, that's something I have experienced, it made her feel more empowered. And that really struck a chord with me, because for a long time, I kept my abuse a secret. And again, this is not something that I just bring up randomly in conversation or find every opportunity to let people know what happened. But if someone were to approach me and ask me, I choosing to now be more honest about that, because I think it's really important to help remove the stigma of people who have experienced that in the past. It's one thing to not, want to be labeled a victim. That's a huge thing that I have struggled with. But just because I don't want to be labeled a victim doesn't mean I deserve to be treated like the perpetrator in terms of awkwardness. So if you've experienced abuse in your past of any form, I just want you to know it is not your fault, and you're not in this alone.